What is up, everybody? Today I am here with you to talk about the fear and love dynamic. So how this kind of thing works, where it has like a really good advantage as a model, and really what pushes this as being kind of a really good model for your emotions and basic emotional psychology. So let's just dive into it, don't want to waste your time or anything, because this is a really simple concept. Basically, here it is. In the world, there are two basic fundamental emotions. Think of them as like the biggest bosses, kings of the mind kind of thing. There's love and there's fear, okay? Loving emotions make you feel good, they make you achieve, they make you do all these kind of things that are really useful. Fearful emotions make you feel afraid, upset, angry, all those kind of things that really detract from your happiness. And this is basically my model that I've personally come up with for modeling the different emotions. I tested like all these different kinds of emotions and seeing how well they work against this model. And it turns out basically every emotion stems back to either love or fear, okay? And the idea is you really want to increase your loving emotions and decrease your fearful ones. So we've talked in other videos about decreasing guilt, fear, perfectionism, all these kind of negative, fearful emotions, because guilt and perfectionism are kind of like the right and left-hand man of fear. Like all the different types of fear that you could ever kind of feel really just stem, back to just a center about fear. Fear is an emotion that makes you run away from things, that kind of just anxious response. Versus loving emotions make you feel calm and make you feel good and that kind of thing. Now, this isn't really a behavioral model. This doesn't say, I should just do drugs because then I would feel good all the time. No. See, the dopamine system, the serotonin system are a little bit more complicated than just these emotionalities. But when it comes to you on a day-to-day basis, a lot of people tend to think that their negative emotions could be good. Oh, I have to yell at this person, otherwise they're not going to do what I need them to do, or I have to do this or that, or my perfectionism's fine because I achieve stuff with it, otherwise I wouldn't achieve things. No, okay? You can achieve things very successfully if you're just sticking with loving emotions. Joy, happiness, ambition, desire. Those kind of things inspire us to really achieve things, okay? And that's very much different from these negative emotions that just tear us down on a day-to-day basis. Like we're trying to do stuff and they're just stopping us. Because in the long run, perfectionism really does just pull us, away from achievement because it says we have to do it perfectly. When we're not doing it perfectly, it's like you might as well not do it at all because, you're screwing it up. So even if you do achieve what you want with perfectionism, you can't feel good about it because it's not perfect in your mind. Or as soon as you achieve what you thought was perfect, you don't think it's perfect anymore. Negative emotions really tear us down every single day in every way. They just hitting us, bam, 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 poof, And the person's just getting beat up all day by, I gotta feel guilty, I didn't do this right, I'm a screw up, I never do anything right, all that kind of stuff. Just because of fear, okay? People feel angry, like they have a right to be angry with all these other people, not just in the defense of their self, but I feel like I have a right to be angry with this person because they didn't do it perfectly, or this thing went wrong, or they should feel bad about this. All that kind of stuff. Revenge, vengeance. All these are just negative emotions in the fearful category. If you have a fearful emotion, it's a problem because it's going to build more of itself. There's this idea in psychology, of course, of catharsis, like letting out your anger. People are like, I gotta let my anger out, otherwise it builds up. Well, it's better than letting it build up, but as soon as you let out your anger, you're actually increasing the amount of anger, capacity you have. You're allowing yourself to be more angry in the future. And that's really problematic because you don't want more anger in the future. So people are like, I gotta let out all my rage. What they're really doing is saying, I'm not good enough to build a really secure model into my mind so that this can actually work. Because when you stick with the loving emotions, love, joy, happiness, desire, ambition, you feel driven to actually do things. But then when you achieve anything, it feels good. It doesn't feel bad like you didn't achieve enough. Because fearful emotions will always make you feel bad, and loving emotions will always make you feel good, okay? Now, once again, I want to disclose this is not about use of substances or gambling or anything like that. No. This is just about achievement on a day-to-day basis, okay? It is not about your different neurotransmitters, stuff like that. It is about your emotionality and how you use that. I just want to clarify that because I can see how that could be, misleading if people are thinking, the solution to life is just being high all the time or something. No. This is all about our day-to-day lives with natural brain chemistry of how we can feel and how that really alters, our basis. Nothing wrong with medication or anything, just, pointing out when it comes to our emotions from a natural perspective of not having too much or too little of any whatever substance, it comes down to love and fear. And when we use our loving emotions, we're planting seeds that are like flowers, they're, our vegetables, fruits, whatever. They grow and blossom, things that we really want, and they build into our subconscious mind this sense of well-being, achievement, happiness. And when we use our fearful emotions, we build in feelings of, I don't deserve this, being unwell. Even when you achieve things, people are stressed, they're uptight, they're like, this wasn't completed fast enough. Loving emotions will always make you feel good. Fearful emotions will always make you feel bad. That's the basic model. So how do we actually increase our love? How do we decrease our fear? Well, that one's actually not too complicated either. When we're aware of our emotions, we can stop ourselves in the act of being too fearful. Now, I've already talked about some of the specifics in other videos about guilt, perfectionism, kind of the models about getting rid of them, as well as fear. But here I just want to explain, when you use the model correctly, you can use affirmations to affirm your abundance, your success, your desires, all the positive, loving emotions. I feel happy, I am happiness, I love my life, things like that. Those emotions that you could, that just come from you saying and feeling that every day. That kind of repetition with the neuroplasticity model of your brain, it builds in this kind of effect of feeling better and better, every day. As I said, my favorite affirmation goes back to Emile Coué there with, every day in every way I am getting better and better. If you just say that and feel that every day, you can really build up the love side. And in terms of the fear side, the best thing is not to affirm it or deny it. When you use negative affirmations, it tends to not work as well, because sometimes there's this psychological concept that's a little bit fuzzy about how, when you affirm in the negative, the subconscious mind doesn't quite get it, and it's a little too tricky to explain just here at this level. But the idea is you can fight off your negative emotions with really good cognitive models. If you understand that the emotions are bad, if they're not good, don't try to directly suppress them, but observe the kind of effects they have on your life and fight them with, the logic I presented in these other videos. Like guilt, you can get rid of guilt, any day of the week. Perfectionism, you can weed that one down. Fear, all these kind of things, you can weed away. Meanwhile, grow the garden in terms of the flowers you want, of love, happiness, joy. All that really just stems back to love. So here's basically what I'm presenting with the fear, love, dichotomy, dynamic, etc., duo, whatever, these two guys, okay? We got love and we got fear. Fear is bad, love is good, okay? So you can promote the loving emotions by feeling good, and once again, this is not a drug thing, okay? Feeling good in a lot of ways, just going out, having fun, having just joyous emotion, enjoying things, imagining things, all that kind of stuff. So feeling good on the love side is a big boost, okay? That really seals in more of that. Using affirmations and visualization really seals in the love side. So the more you do that, if you just say an affirmation once or twice a day, you just use my favorite here, every day in every way I am getting better and better. If you just say that 2 times a day, you will massively see an increase, most likely, in the category of love. Meanwhile, in fear, you really want to fight off that bad boy because he is going to ruin your life, because he's going to make you feel bad about everything you do, even when you do it well, okay? So that's really the telltale sign if you're wondering if it's love or if it's fear. Love makes you feel good, fear makes you feel bad, okay? So get rid of fear from a logical perspective of using techniques I give you in other videos, that kind of stuff. And you can naturally just weed away at that one logically, and you can just naturally affirm the other one, and that will drain some of the energy out of the fearful beliefs by affirming love anyway. So focus mostly on the love side, but also watch my other videos that talk specifically about guilt, perfectionism, those kind of things. Understand the logic of why you really want to avoid them. But that's about it, everybody, because, I think I've explained this one pretty well. We have love on the one hand, fear on the other hand. Love makes you feel good. Fear makes you feel bad, okay? You really want to increase your love through visualization, affirmation, that kind of good stuff. Decrease your fear by understanding it and understanding why it's bad for you. So you want to feel good, you don't want to feel bad. Increase your love, decrease your fear. Thank you.